Hello, good day. My name is Marat, I work for Booking, where we try to build secure services with AI agents. I want to start with a question. So, imagine that you asked security engineer about AI and AI agents today. Most usually, you would get two reactions. First one would be horror because of this chain of attacks, all these awful things that happen. Second might be some kind of excitement, but most of the people they pretty um, they are not sure about AI agents. So as a uh, my experiences says, mostly um, security biased person, security heavy person, and I consider myself as a second person who does. I consider myself as a person who uh, was biased against the agent. So we work at Booking, where I build and maintain and design and implement our payment systems. And in our world, move fast and break things. It's not a motto. It's a threat. It's a security nightmare. It's a possible problems with compliancy. So if we break things, people don't get on flights. People won't get their vacations, and hotels won't get paid. So naturally, idea of letting AI agents write whatever they want, whatever they think it's a good idea, it's not a great idea. So we need to think about what we want to put to production. And a year ago, I had this feeling like I was trying to experiment with agent, and this is what happened. So let me tell you what exactly happened. I wanted to experiment with agents. I wanted to do something. And I chose a super simple basic task. I asked agent, can you please update dependencies in my service? And run some tests. Super simple. Nothing should be broken. But when I watched the log, I saw like agent tried to do some discovery. It found some dependency declaration files, POM XMLs. It updated versions, so it was happening as expected. It ran even some tests, but build failed. And then it was asking for help. It decided to fix the environment. I looked away for the 30 seconds, and when I looked back, agent wasn't editing my project anymore. It navigated to my home directory and tried to do some configuration with my build system. It tried to rewrite some RC files for my shell. So it tried to fix the environment. And by environment, it was like my whole laptop. And although it looks very suspicious and it looks like agent tried to do some nasty things, the reality is that it was trained to do that. It was trained to be super helpful. It was trained to be aggressively useful and try to fix the problem no matter what happens. So I was able to stop it in time, but that moment left me with a choice. I either give up on agents or I can watch them constantly. So I either give up on agents and watch them constantly, and I don't have any autonomicity, and I basically have a new employees to manage, or I build an environment, a system where it doesn't matter if agent can do a mistake or agent can break things. So, and I tried the first approach is that I thought that I could make agent, teach agent educated to do good things. So create a better prompts, skills or rules or something else. But this myth, this called myth because it's not true. So prompts are not guidelines. They are guardrails. So if you look on the left side, you will see that if you put this into the prompt, you might think that agent will stop doing mistakes because you ask it to do, right? So it should value that. Unfortunately, it's not true. So, and reality is that prompt objections may happen all the time. Agent are not deterministic, so you don't know what may happen. You can put something, and you cannot predict the result. It may act unpredictably whenever it happens. So yes, prompt are not guidelines. They're prompt are not guidelines. They are guardrails, not guard. Prompt are guidelines, not guardrails. If you rely on prompt to stop an agent from hallucinating your library or putting bug into your code, you don't have security strategy. You have hopes and prayers. Models are not deterministic. No amount of instruction will make it 100% reliable. So if we cannot trust the brain, we must constrain the body. And the solution for this is to build a playground. In technical terms, playground is a Docker container with stripped privileges. So you have restricted file system. Agent can only see work directory. It literally cannot see anything else. So there is no scenario where agent can escape and do some problems on your laptop. Second one is you make a command whitelist. So you drew the line here. If you make it too restrictive, agent won't be autonomous, and you won't be able to get the all benefits that agent can provide to you. If you make it too loose, that there might be a problem that agent can do some unverified stuff, and it can create some problems to you. So yes, and the third one, the most important one, is that under no circumstances, please do not put credentials into the agent context. So credentials should live in a separate secret managers, and agent should never see any long-lived tokens, anything, any credentials. So when you treat your environment as a hostile, the agent intent stop mattering. It can try to be malicious or super helpful, as we decided, or just stupid, we don't know. But the result is the same, access denied, it cannot break anything. And also it gives you a lot of autonomicity because you can do other stuff while agent do it work. So we have agent in the box. It cannot burn house down. It can still write buggy code inside this box. So, and we need some kind of security review. This brings us to the second myth that AI will replace security review. Some people think that AI is so smart and can do security review for them. Other people think that there is no way that AI can be trusted with security because it can do some reward hacking or it can try to find something which is not real. So, and both are wrong. I would say the answer is council, not a single authority, and you should work with your agents and with your LLMs to do this security review. So you should trust in numbers. For example, I use multiple LLMs to review important code because one model can start reward hacking without doing any reviews at all, and they just collaborate. Review called Council. You probably heard about it because that was one of ideas from Andrei Karpaty. I took it and I decided to play with that, and here what I have. So think of it as a medical consultation. You don't trust one doctor for serious diagnosis. You get second opinion, maybe third. In my scenario, I have 3 experts, and each expert is powered by 4 different LLMs. So I have 12 opinions. And here you can see roles. So first role is like security expert, PCI expert that follows standards regarding some payment industry. Second one is a reviewer as of code quality. What happens with the code? Does it have some smells? Does it have some problems and things like that? And arbiter. So arbiter weighs the opinion of other experts and try to give you a consolidated report. So, and obviously you have a human yourself in this loop, and you make the final call here. So don't leave everything to agent. Try. So it's your decisions, it's your responsibility, and it's your artifacts. So yes, roles can be powered by multiple LLMs. They discuss, they challenge each other, and at the end, arbiter returns you the result. Let's check the whole agentic workflow as we have it so far. So we start with brainstorm or research or content or context discovery or something else, domain exploration. This stage is about gathering knowledge, collecting knowledge. On this stage, you can use this prompt pattern as inverse conversation, where you ask agent to ask you questions until the whole context is clear. This is very useful because I know what it's hard for me to formulate what I want to have, but when someone asks me and it's wrong, I obviously can say like, no, that's wrong. I want this one. And this is why you use this inverted conversation pattern. So you want the agent to ask you questions, and these questions should be in the domain that you explore into. This is why also you need an agent. After you finish this brainstorm, you can do a plan. So you break your design into small, verifiable, bite-sized tasks, and you store it in your repo. Third one is execution, super straightforward. So you let your agent handle the tasks one by one. You can try different approaches. My favorite one is sub-agents because each sub-agent has a clear context, and you have the best performance that you might get out of the agent because it has empty context. And compared to other things, like you continue in the current context, this will give you the best performance. It comes with overhead because this orchestration of agents costs you some time and resources. But for me, for big tasks, it's the most beneficial one. And the last one, you do review. So you give your task to council, council reviews it, and comes with a verdict. Idea here is that now we have this brain in a plug, so we can get the knowledge capabilities whenever we need them, and we should utilize that. Okay. So agents are not replacing us. They amplify our capabilities. So I can deliver more, I can do more. I have multiplied productivity because of the agent. And I serve as an expert matter expert. So I can provide knowledge, I can provide context, and agent can quickly amplify that and multiply that. So we thought about everything, right? So we have playground to contain blast radius. We have console to check quality. But I work in fintech for almost 10 years, and I know one truth. If something go wrong, eventually it will go wrong. So we need to be ready for this. And as Scott said, you cannot prevent every incident, but you can prevent every untraceable incident. So it's our responsibility as engineers to do audit. And this is essential thing. So we should be ready for this, and we should collect the most artifacts that we can have. So this will help us in the future incidents to diagnose things, to understand what went wrong and how it went wrong. So when agent makes a mistake, it's super hard to debug it because you need to know what it was thinking. So you need to record chain of thoughts. You need to record logs of sessions. If agent tries to escape playground, you need to be aware about that. And you want to know what prompt may trigger and lead to this action. So audit is answer to everything. Please try to audit as much as you can. And also don't forget about chain of attacks and this other things that you should be looking into. Like please don't use skills that you don't know of and things like that. So here you can see that in this pipeline, you create as many artifacts as possible. So you want to have as much artifacts as possible. You want to have plans, you want to have design docs, tests, merge requests, Jira tickets, some other things. So you want to have a lot of things. This brings us to myth number 3, that this whole thing is too hard to start with. So these playgrounds, rules, councils, audits, it sounds like a lot of work, and we understand that it's a good idea to have it, but sometimes we need to work with business and business don't have time for that. So what we're gonna do about that? You can start simple. You can start with super small thing that will take you literally 5 to 10 minutes. You can create agents MD. This is standard that's supported by most of the agents, and a lot of them provide you with commands that can gather context and create this file. So this is your step 1. Then you can find some routine things in your day-to-day activity as a team, and then you can move those things into the skills. So you can specific, for example, you can have specific Git commit rules in your team. So make it as a skill. As a result, you will have reliable output from your agents. And the more skills you have, the less friction and the less amount of time work will take you. And then when you have most of your routine things covered by skills, you can go to fully agentic workflows when you just provide agents with some context and knowledge about domain, and agents can do the implementation for you. So, and later, when you mastered this agentic workflows, what could happen is that you can run multiple agents swarms, teams, or even claws that will can react on whatever happens in your Jira tickets and things like that. So experiment with tools, explore different approaches, because everything changes rapidly, and now we at the era where we can automate automation. So, and we can move quicker and quicker. So to summarize all this, let's talk about checklist. So first one is no secrets in agent context. So your agent should never see anything, any tokens, any secrets. So it should be isolated. There are different techniques. You can do reverse proxy and things like that. But yeah, be aware of that. Build a playground. Don't try to prompt agent into behaving, because prompts are not guardrails, they are guidelines. So it's good to have, but it doesn't mean that it will happen. keep human in the loop. So be aware of what's going on. Don't try vibe coding because vibe coding doesn't scale. If you want to build secure systems, you should be aware of what's happening. Of course, it will lead into decrease of productivity, but the benefits are essential because you will know what happens with your project. And this is the most important stuff. Do cross-validation with the console. So as I said, you have brain capabilities in your socket with modern LLMs. So think about that. Try to outsource as much analyzing as you can. And this will help you to save your precious mental resources to something else. Audit everything. Prompts, calls, sessions, every artifact, every decision that agent made, because you may need it in the future, and it's better to save it and store it for the future sakes. And start simple, move in your pace. Move in your pace, experiment. Everything changes rapidly, so just be ready to unpredictable future. Yes, stop being afraid, build playground, and have secured applications built with those.